Well, I made it back from Florida. Now I'm in quarantine. This is going to be my home for the next 2 weeks. I'm not really roughing it because this is the Garage Mahal. And as these videos progress, I'm going to show you some cool features of my Garage Mahal. So I'm not really roughing it. While I was in Florida, we accomplished some great things. We saw some young kids, some mentor kids that were teenagers, and we also saw an adult goalie. He's an EBUG for the Nashville Predators. His name is Dustin Bonsey Smith, and you got to make sure you follow his YouTube channel, Bonsey TV. We also had a chance to travel over to Tampa to work with some veterans, and these guys are true heroes. We think we're brave sometimes being a goalie, but those guys are the true heroes. So let's get into this and let's watch Dustin Bone Smith and what it takes to be an EBUG in the NHL, and is he the best EBUG in the NHL? Who the hell are you? And what are you doing here?
Well, you know, some guy said I could come down and jump on the ice, so I figured I'd take advantage of it.
All right, let's start off. You came all the way from Nashville, came all the way down here to Florida to train today and to help out some goalies and to get some training in while we're in this difficult pandemic time. Tell me a little bit about your background. Number one, who are you? And where'd you play growing up?
So my name's Dustin Smith. Obviously, everyone knows me as Bones. But I grew up playing hockey in Nashville. I'm originally from San Diego. Moved there when I was about 10, 11 years old and picked up roller hockey, quickly got into ice, played high school, ended up playing college club, and that's kind of where everything fizzled out. Started playing beer league. But during the 2012 lockout, ended up practicing with the Preds, established a relationship with them, and turned into an EBUG role.
Nice. Now, when you were with Nashville, let's focus in on that. Was Mitch Korn there when you were there?
Mitch Korn was there, yeah.
So when you heard me say today on the ice, nothing through you, nothing underneath you, does it even sound vaguely familiar?
That's a good, pretty good impression, actually.
It was funny growing up. I was very fortunate. He scouted me when I was playing junior hockey, and he brought me to Miami, Ohio, and I never would have played and coached in the NHL without his influence. And it's funny because you know what he looks like. He's short. He calls himself the goalie guru. He's from the Bronx. He's got that accent going on. And back when I was with him, he had big pop bottle eyeglasses. So you probably met him by the time he had the laser surgery. So he was quite the unit. Now, when you first started playing, did you start as a goalie and roller, or did you start as a forward?
So I started skating out. I, growing up in San Diego, got into rollerblading and naturally started skating out, but kind of gravitated towards that goaltender role, playing in my coach's backyard. I always wanted to jump in that.
Why? What made you become a goalie? Because I know a lot of us that follow goalie on online stuff, there's always a reason, a precipitous reason why, okay, I'm not a goalie, but now I'm a goalie. Was it the gear? Was it the coolness factor, being the hero? What was it?
I always loved the gear, but I mean, even when I was younger playing soccer, I wanted to jump in net and play goalie. Just standing in front of a net and, everything to do with position, I always just kind of gravitated toward it.
Right. And did you have good coaching influences? Because you're not really in the traditional market. So how did you learn your craft? Because quite honestly, you're super impressive today. And coming from the South, I never would have thought that. So where were your influences when you were a kid?
Yeah, growing up, there wasn't really any goalie coaching. Even through high school, there really wasn't anything going on. So over the summers, there were camps that would come through town. I did the Rick Hines camps, and Mitch Korn had his camps over the summers too. So that was kind of my time to really learn and grow. But I mean, it wasn't until resources like YouTube guys started popping up, and a lot of resources that kids have now, I really started getting into kind of later in my years.
Nice. Well, the one thing I love about what you've started to put online, I followed you with Instagram, and then I saw you've branched out into YouTube with a great channel. And everybody, you better start subscribing as soon as you get off this video. Subscribe to that guy. Awesome content, showing gear from a modern perspective, the new stuff, the LaFave stuff, how you put your gear on. and also the techniques and the background, what it takes to be an EBUG, because I think every one of us that maybe play pickup in beer league would love to be an EBUG and get a chance to be the next Scott Foster. So being an EBUG, what's that like?
It's been incredible, honestly. You know, the experiences that I've had practicing with the team, even just going to the games has been huge, and you know, practicing with the team during the lockout is really what ignited this kind of journey to becoming the best goalie that I can. And you know, having the opportunity to even just jump on the ice whenever I can with these guys has been incredible.
I found when I first turned pro and I went out to Vancouver, I went out early to spend the whole summer with them, playing pickup and eating at restaurants and being around NHL guys. And then it quickly dawned on me, I fit in. And they're human beings. And I think a lot of times when you first meet NHLers in the environment you are in, it can be super intimidating. But then once you're around them, they're the same dudes that play in the beer leagues. They got the same stupid jokes. They pick on the same guys. They got the same chirps. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. What have you found behind the ropes, so to speak, that maybe is different than what you thought it might be?
Well, like you said, they're all human, but the other thing too, they're all children at heart. You know, they love the game they play. You know, they go out and they just have such a good time. They're serious when they need to be serious, but you know, just the relaxed nature they have, and you know, like you said again, being human is you know, the first thing you really notice when you start talking to them.
Well, I hope some of the scenery around Florida helped warm your heart. It's definitely not warm here in quarantine, and I got a ton of videos to make over the next month. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing what Dustin Bonsey Smith can do in the net, and maybe you have a chance to be an EBUG goalie if you're an adult. Anyways, the rest of this month we're going to be seeing some great stuff with Nate, Johnny Bowers. We're going to see some adult goalie training with some veterans out of Tampa. Lots of great content, so stay tuned. This month is going to be busy as I'm stuck here in the queue, the quarantine.